Can I go? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, I'm Dave Chappelle. I just want to say, and Marianne, I could talk to you about this privately. I don't know why the village council would be afraid of litigation from a $24 million a year company while they X out a $65 million a year company. I cannot believe you would make me audition for you. You look like clowns. I am not bluffing. I will take it all off the table. That's all. Thank you.
Okay. All right.
Welcome back, y'all. It is the Drunk Capitalist here again, and today we're going to discuss the video that you just saw. Now, I'm not one for just letting mass media dictate how I think about a subject. I like to do my research, and that's why I'm a little bit late for this video today, but I wanted to basically bring another view to you guys on how to look at the situation with Dave Chappelle and his town of Yellow Springs and the entire narrative that he is somehow against poor people or hates poor people, which I don't believe that for a second. Granted, we do know about Dave Chappelle and that he had a typical upbringing for a lot of young Black Americans, but not quite typical in the diversity that he grew up around. And it makes sense why he would prefer a place like Yellow Springs after everything that he's experienced in his life. Now, let's get down to the nitty gritty, okay? According to the Dayton Daily News, Yellow Springs votes no on housing plan for Chappelle. Others speak up. So development can still move forward, but without affordable housing component. And we continue, Arbor Homes can move forward with a new development in Yellow Springs, but without an affordable housing component initially promised to the village after council voted against the village's own plan Monday night. Now that sentence itself doesn't even really add up, but let's keep moving. The village and Oberra had worked together to produce a plan that would include duplexes and affordable housing along with single-family homes in the 53-acre area along Spillin Road at the south edge of town. The village initially asked for the development to advance affordable housing in the village, including an area that the village would later be able to develop into affordable housing, as well as more duplexes and townhomes. Now, based on this alone, they're telling you, hey, the development that we're creating doesn't include affordable housing. It includes the possibility later on down the line, no year indicated, that affordable housing would be able to be developed. Monday night, right after complaints from numerous residents, including comedian Dave Chappelle, Village Council voted 2-2, one member recusing himself on the revised planned unit development zoning. Now, here's the thing. This is development, right? People who live in a town have the right to speak about how they feel about the future of the town they live in. They own their homes, so they are invested in the future of that home. They're invested in the future of the town that they chose to live in. And can you blame them? They pay property tax. They are the ones paying taxes invested in this community. Now, if this housing development aims to gain credits on the development that these people are paying taxes towards, so developments get tax credits for including affordable housing into their project plans, right? But those credits are often offset by the actual taxpayers, okay? We see this all the time. And if the initial plan didn't include affordable housing, this was not part of the plan, or even if it was a part of the plan and the residents that pay those taxes don't agree with that plan, then I feel like they have every right to express that feeling. And I feel like when it comes to Dave Chappelle, people disagree with him in other areas of life, but to come down hard on a man that lives in this town that's compared to many other towns is pretty empty, and come down on him and make it seem like he's against poor people when it's more like he's against something that he is so invested in. He's more invested than most people in this town. He's investing millions of dollars in this town to create businesses and create jobs. And if he's against a specific type of housing, then he's against it. He has the right to say so. He is still a resident. He is still a human being, and he has rights. Like, let's stop acting like someone doesn't have the right to speak their mind. Like, we can't get that far down that road. You know what I'm talking about? So let's basically look at what the initial project is. So that means that the zoning reverts to what was previously approved. Basically, what was previously approved that they agreed upon was 143 single-family homes on the lot, with the homes starting at about $300,000. I'm from New York. $300,000 sounds like a steal, but of course, in Ohio, $300,000 is really not that much of a deal. It might be around average. The development that council voted on Monday night would have included 64 single-family homes, meaning less family homes, and instead had 52 duplexes, you know what a duplex is, and 24 townhomes with an additional 1.7 acres to be donated to the community for affordable housing to be built later. And this document basically describes everything in affordable housing. Multiple Yellow Spring villagers, not just Dave Chappelle, lobbied against the project. They prefer that they continue developing based on what was previously approved by everyone else in town, which is we make the 143 single family homes. That's what they prefer, because everyone else in town is living in single family homes, and they want to keep the integrity and the vibe of the town instead of building townhomes, condos, and basically creating a mixed housing situation where some people live in apartments and condos, some people live in townhomes, some people live in single family homes. They basically don't want that. I don't think it has anything to do with the idea of it, the housing being affordable. Unfortunately, people don't really know what affordable housing really is. Like, they think it has just poor people. That's what people think when they hear affordable housing. They hear, oh, housing for poor people. And that's really crazy. So here's some more details about the project. You could read this on the Dayton Daily News. They basically just break down the fact that the affordable housing is just an idea. It really isn't even part of the plan. And what they're actually, Dave Chappelle included, what they're actually against is creating a bunch of mixed type of units. And it being close to the center of town, where they already have issues with like irrigation and things of that sort. Now, the reason for this video right now is I want to explain to you guys what affordable housing actually is, because people just don't know. Affordable housing is based on income, not the other way around, right? So affordable housing is basically housing that only affords you 30% of your actual income. So affordable housing doesn't necessarily mean that it's cheaper. It just means that it's 30% of your income, meaning the AMI and the median income for the area that you live in. For example, I'm from New York City. There's something called the housing lottery, where people compete literally to win the lottery of housing, where they could get affordable housing, right? Now, with the New York City Housing Connect, a lot of developers go for this because they understand the tax incentives that come with developing affordable housing for people when it comes to New York. But that doesn't actually mean that the housing project itself will be affordable. It just means that some of the units, sometimes it'll be 3 units, will be affordable for 3 of the residents, right? Meaning 30% of their income will go to paying that, and they have to qualify for it, right? So for example, I'll take you over to the Housing Connect website right now and show you the type of apartments people are competing for in New York City. Because remember, 50% means you're struggling to pay rent and stuff, and that you're at a harder difficulty of paying rent. So let's look at this housing project development in Queens, New York, called, I guess, 7. Here are the details. You know, they got a lot of amenities. They bring in household sizes of 1 to 7, but the eligible income is $68,000 to $192,000. Yes, you heard that right. $192,000 is part of affordable housing. But they have a lot of amenities: pet-friendly bike storage, bus stop, laundry rooms, washers and dryers, laundry service, air conditioning. These are a lot of things that people just don't usually get, and that's why the lottery is such a big deal in New York City. Like, the opportunity to pay 30% of your income to rent is a huge deal in New York City, because a lot of people are paying like $2,000, $2,500 for like 1 bedroom in New York City. So it's pretty wild out here. But yeah, let's like look at the details of this housing development. Available units and requirements. So remember that word I mentioned to you earlier, AMI? Area median income is defined each year by the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. They understand the AMI. So if you are a person, single, making $75,000 to $108,000, you qualify for 47 of the unit studios, and you will pay $2,100. It's almost no change. It's almost like it's all made up anyway. And what are we talking about when we're talking about affordable? We are not talking about low income housing in most cases. In 90% of cases, we're not talking about low income. We're talking about someone being able to pay 30% of their income. If you wanted like this is how they break it down. Like, these are the same layouts, studios, right? Same AMIs, and the number of units. There's 47 that can pay $2,189. And then this unit type, there's 2 that could do that. And then 1 unit is available for someone that could pay a little bit less than $2,000, right? Or 2 people. Once you start going up, prices start going up, bedrooms start going up, and in some cases, units start going down. They have 39 units available for affordable housing. A 2-bedroom for $3,300 is considered affordable housing. Okay? And this is what I'm talking about. And then someone making, $73,000 to $108,000 can qualify for a 1-bedroom. And there's only 1 person will get this room. Only 1 person will get this apartment. Just a single person. But everyone has to be 130% of the AMI, the area median income, meaning you need to earn 30% more than average in order to qualify for this affordable housing. What are we talking about? And that's why it's so important to really pay attention these days to the words used and understand the definitions and understand what the narrative is being pushed towards and how they're trying to make you think. Because when people say affordable these days, they don't actually mean that you can afford it. I'm not talking about you. They're saying affordable, but they mean for someone that can afford it, who is not usually you. So it's not as though he turned down a low income project. He literally just turned down a proposal for mixed type of situations, which would basically require them to agree on rezoning the area different from what they had already previously agreed upon. Yes, they said they were going to have affordable housing in the future, but affordable housing doesn't really mean anything. It really just doesn't mean much. It just means that the cost would be 30% of the income of the person that lives there. And in New York City, it could be 5 units out of 100 that are affordable housing. So we have to stop. We really do have to stop. And I just want to thank everybody for watching this video. Please like and subscribe at the very least. I want to keep doing these videos for you guys. I love this stuff, and thank you guys for watching. It was The Drunk Capitalist, and I'm happy to be here with you guys. Peace.